everybody, it is Zach here, joined with Angelina, and today we are going to be talking about some Google Stadia news. I can't believe I forgot that.
Google Stadia. We've only been talking about it all day.
Yeah, well, Yeah, so the Google Stadia event just ended. Well, it ended quite a bit ago, but that's besides the point. I was actually quite shocked about how many, the games that they did release trailer-wise. What do you think about them compared to other releases?
Well, there's actually a lot of, I was surprised about all, the big name games. I didn't realize that they'd have that many big name games. Especially, Destiny, having Destiny, being a huge part of it, I was like, wow. That's gonna really get people wanting to get it. Because if you love Destiny, it's let's grab this, and I can play Destiny anywhere I want. That's great.
I mean, the biggest shock for me was the fact that, I mean, maybe I'm just, I was out of the loop, but I didn't really hear much news about Baldur's Gate 3, and then they just, boom, wham, they, I know you're not a Baldur's Gate fan, but a lot of people have been waiting for the Baldur's Gate series to, continue. It's been years, a long time. And just to get an announcement during the Google Stadia event was quite weird, and they even started off with that. That was the very first game they announced, which looks amazing. I'm gonna have to pick it up when it comes out.
I mean, I know when I get it, if it comes with Destiny, I'll be playing a bunch of that, because I've been meaning to play Destiny 2, and it comes with the whole new expansion as well. It says it comes with everything of Destiny, every Destiny thing, every DLC,
literally the whole game, entire experience, even the season pass, the entire experience of Destiny 2 will be played on Google
everything
Stadia.
You need to play. All you gotta do is grab the system on pre-order, which is actually really good pre-order price, and then you can grab it and then you can play it when it comes out.
So, what do you think about how revolutionary this technology and this whole platform is going to be? Do you think it's going to compete with the PC gaming industry now after we've seen the press conference?
Yes, and part of it was because some of my notes here it says that there's no downloads, no patches, no installs, and no console needed. So that's gonna be a big thing. There's apparently no patches and installs and stuff. So what? You just get the game and you go. You're good to go.
I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I believe that they're working together with their partners, the gaming partners, to where you might experience a bit of downtime because me and you both know that games constantly get updates, especially a game like Destiny 2 is going to get an update. So what I believe is, if I'm hearing this correctly from Google Stadia, is they're probably working together with Bungie and other game developers to where when they go on maintenance, when the servers of the game usually just go down anyway, Google Stadia is getting the pre-patch update to their systems and to their servers, and you just hit the play button again. You don't even have to download a patch. Nothing's downloaded on your side, and you just hit the play button when they announce that they're going back to when they're going live again. And that's quite interesting, because the biggest problem with me with gaming in general is these huge patches and stuff, and just having to wait to get into the game.
That's what I was gonna say. So that's the biggest thing for me is I hate when if I get a game like for example when I got Rainbow Six, and I was oh, I'm so excited to play this, but I had to wait till the next day to play it, because even though I have good internet, it still took 7 hours to download. So waiting for downloads but you don't have to do that. You don't have to wait for downloads. That's gonna be a huge thing. You can just get it and then boom, you're in. You're playing.
And I was what shocked me the most about this announcement was I was very skeptical, if their numbers are correct, because I was very skeptical on how they're gonna stream video games and not have latency, hardcore latency, and also it being
it's just a Chromecast. That's all it is. So it's that's gonna be handling the gaming and streaming games.
Yeah, so we're experiencing a little hiccup there, but that's fine. So yeah, you lagged. Basically, though, is that 720p, you can play video games at 720p at 60 frames per second with 10 megabits per second download speed, meaning most internet, even DSL, will be able to, certain bits of DSL will be able to actually run Google Stadia. You're not going to run it at 1080p or 4K, but you will still be able to enjoy Google Stadia if you have a low internet connection, which has never been done before. It used to cost 30 to 50 megabits when what was that one service called that shut down because they were really bad? GameFly, I think. They had whatever. There was a streaming service before Google Stadia that tried to do this same thing and was horrendous, and they required such like high download speeds, and they were still bad and had really bad latency.
See, but this is Google though. I always expect really good things from Google. They tend to like, they go above and beyond what everybody expects of them when it comes to new technology. Like you've seen things that they've released.
But
Right.
we've also, I am a little skeptical because we've also seen Google Glass and
Which was a flop,
how
'cause it was,
how
like, it
they
was really
really
expensive.
tried to market it. They really tried to market it, and
It
was a
seemed really
completely
cool, but like it was too
but it was
expensive
a
and
very bad product. The battery
Didn't work.
life lasted 30 minutes. It didn't work. It was very bad situation in general.
But this shouldn't really have to work with battery because like you just have to plug it into your the Chromecast to your TV. It's more the controller that you have to think about, like how long is the controller gonna last because you're gonna want to bring it everywhere. So that's
Yeah,
one thing
but
with
you
this.
also can use other USB controllers, and
Yeah,
it,
that's
like
true.
if you pre-own a console, if you already own a PlayStation 4, or heck, if you own like an Xbox 360 with the USB connection,
Or a
you
PC
can
controller.
technically, yeah, or anything, like you can basically get by with it, and be fine as long as you have a PC and you have a USB controller. You don't need the Google Stadia controller.
It
And
just
that
needs
brings me to
Bluetooth or USB.
yeah, it says Bluetooth or USB. So if you have a Bluetooth controller, that might also be compatible. What that brings me to, though, is the Founders Edition. Now, it's a very good value for the money because we did the math up, and it is a very good value. But I also have to debate of the fact that we don't know how good the service is going to be. We don't know if they're going to live up to everything. We're 100% believing in Google, and then we're ordering, like people are pre-ordering the Founders Edition
Yeah,
on top of
I
that.
planned to get one already because I'm like, I
Yes,
was amazed by the video and everything it said it could do. So
which is fine, and I hope for your insight on it when you get it and arrive and get all that stuff done. We'll
I'll
probably
probably do an unboxing on it.
Yeah,
But
that
like,
would be nice.
but the thing is too, it's not too much money either, because it's only like for me, like a Canadian price, it's $169. So that's honestly really
Yeah.
cheap for everything it's supposed to do. So even if it's doesn't work as good as I think, it's still like a really good price for what I'm getting. I'm not gonna complain,
Yeah. I mean, as long as it works like it's supposed to, though, and it comes into another topical debate about how pre-orders are kind of ruining the whole reviewer industry, because reviewers, they get a product before the product, or right at the product launch or before the product launch, and then they get to review that product and give their 2 cents on it, and therefore that influences on who wants to purchase that product or not. So companies can't scam you out of something. Pre-orders, you see this all the time with video games, how pre-orders are really bad, to the fact that like you this game looks amazing, like Anthem, for example. This game looks amazing.
Yeah, so
You
people
spend,
pre-ordered
$60,
but so many people returned that game.
I was telling so many of my friends, like, literally, just don't do it. Like, wait until it comes out. I played the beta. It's not that good. Wait until it comes out. Nobody wanted to believe me on it. They purchased it. They pre-ordered it. They played it for a little bit, and they're like, wow, this is horrendous. And they tried to ask for a refund, and some of them got denied a refund. So that's the issue with pre-orders, okay? Will Google Stadia be like that? Probably not. You got a lot of companies, not just Google themselves, but you do have a lot of companies
like
trying
Bungie.
they're partnering up with Stadia, so they also believe that Stadia is the way to go. They've seen enough to prove that they want to be a partner of Google, which is good. So you're planning on getting it, huh?
Oh well, yeah, definitely. They did.
Yeah.
They sold me on it.
Well, there you go. She's sold on it. I am probably not going to get the Founders Edition. I will pick up the Stadia Pro $999. The only reason I'm not going to get the Founders Edition is because it is $130 upfront. I already have a PC that can run Stadia fine. I already have a flagship phone that can run it fine. And I have controllers here. So I don't need the included Chromecast Ultra that comes with it, which is $69 on Amazon. I don't need that stuff, so I'm kind of like wasting my money there.
Which I don't have a Chromecast or anything, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna grab the Founders Edition, and plus, like, it's also like the 3 months of it though, to see how I like it with the first 3 months.
It's the perfect package for people that don't have that type of stuff.
It also
they don't like, have a controller on them. It's a pretty nice deal when it comes to that.
But also, it does come with that the Destiny, the complete Destiny experience is part of the Founders Edition. And also, like, the exclusive name, I want to have the exclusive name so I can keep, because I have my online
Destiny's
name.
not part of the
I wanna
Founders
keep that.
Edition, I don't think. I think Destiny 2 is supposed to be part of Stadia Pro, like
But part
the
of it
membership.
though is like the exclusive Stadia name when you get the Founders Pack. Because I want to have my name.
Quote unquote, the exclusive Studio name means that you're going to be one of the first ones that are able to make your Stadia account.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that like you get a special like little title.
But I get to guarantee my gamer
Yeah, you get to
tag
guarantee your name, which is convenient.
For like if I'm in a stream, like I want to have, because whenever
You are a streamer, so yeah, that's more important to you. I'm not really a streamer, so it doesn't really matter to me. But for streamers, that is another reason for you to want to pre-purchase the product.
Yeah, so you can get the name that you go by.
I think Google Stadia will be a pretty big competitor in the PC market, but I don't think it's going to kill PC gaming like a lot of channels are claiming. I think I honestly think it's going to help PC gaming.
I think it's because you're on the go.
Yes, but the point is, it's going to bring more people into the light of how like PC gaming is. Even though it's not technically PC, you're still using controller, and it's its own platform.
PC.
You're technically streaming from a PC, yes, and you can play from a TV and stuff like that. And they're going to be able to play games that are normally only PC titles because the platform is completely cross-platform on Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC. And it's usually
the games.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
But you can't play it on though. I know the thing you can play it on.
I said cross-platform, meaning like you can purchase games that might be released on Xbox 360 or Xbox One, not an Xbox 360.
Yeah, you're going way back.
Let's say if a game comes out on Xbox One and Stadia or Google decides to purchase rights to that, they can. The way their code is, they can import that into their system and just play it outright, and and you can also do that with PCs. It's always worked like one way, where usually games like video game consoles, Xbox One games will get ported to PC. Mm-hmm. Usually PC games never get ported to the consoles. There's very few exceptions like Black Desert Online and some other games I can't really think of. But for the most part, there's very few exceptions on PC games actually getting ported to the consoles. And Stadia might bridge that gap to be a true cross-platform gaming console or gaming platform.
Yeah, because part of it was them saying like some PC games need to be like, that needs to be like kind of downgraded a little bit to be able to put on a console, because like console doesn't run as powerfully as a PC. So you don't run into that issue either, where they don't have to like dumb it down for like, but you know what I mean? They're like they make it, they like downgrade the game a little bit, put it on At
first I don't think this is going to be like, it's going to ruin everybody's sales and like the console sales and all, but I really do want to watch out, because this has a very likely potential, because it's Google we're talking about, they have a lot of money. This could have a lot of potential. I don't think it will ever ruin the PC side, but it does have a lot of potential to ruin the consoles.
Oh, well,
because what's the purpose? Yes, what's the purpose of purchasing the PlayStation 4 when you can get all these games for a,
And they're supposed to be running more powerfully.
And they're running in better quality. Yes,
than the console.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's kind of obvious. Why would you go for it's quite an expensive console where I can pay like like $120 and get this and have like all these powerful PC games, like high quality games.
And I mean, the Xbox One might run, quote unquote, the Xbox One X might run at like 4K HDR or like 4K, but it's
Yeah.
actually only running 4K at 30, and that's been proven. You can like look it up. Like most games can only run at 4K 30, if that. Sometimes it
believe
even
it.
downscales it. So you can watch videos in 4K absolutely fine. I'm not saying you can't on the Xbox One X, but when it comes to gaming, it's usually downgraded to 1080, and you just don't realize it.
Yep. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, because they're trying to say that, like, oh yeah, we run as powerful as a PC. It's like, no, you can't say a console is as powerful as a PC. They may be trying to come close, but I don't think you can get.
I mean, you
that
can literally read the specs on the consoles. I don't
Yeah.
understand why they try and market themselves like that when you can literally read the specs and you can see that the consoles that we have nowadays, the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, are just an 8-core AMD processor and a downgraded Vega graphics card. That's what they are. They're definitely nowhere close to like a fully powered out 2080 Ti and the a 16-core 32-thread AMD processor.
Yeah, PC will always be number one when it comes to who's more powerful. So that's no contest.
I do want to see in the future, like you want to get into VR, but it's kind of expensive to you. But like, wouldn't this be nice? Like right now, you already have a computer, so this isn't really targeted towards you. But I'm just thinking about like the future, like if Google made like let's say 5 years down the road, they get their platform, they're making a lot of money, they understand and they're optimizing stuff more.
Stadia VR?
Google Stadia VR.
Oh
they
my
have
God,
an extension
yes.
platform for like a certain
Please,
amount
I
of
need
money a month, and it would be it would be the whole experience. You don't need that because you already have a computer. I'm
Yeah,
talking
but
about
I'm
people
saying-
that don't have that gaming PC.
but depending on, like, the price difference-
VR industry.
If they have some kind of price difference, though, I'd be like, if I see that they come up with like a Stadia VR, it's like, just take my money and give me.
Oh, let me
what I
guess.
need.
Would you like legit sell your PC now?
Oh well,
if,
no.
if Google Stadia. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say,
no,
would you
I mean,
sell
like,
your
the
PC and
VR
purchase a
would be
VR
cool.
headset? I was gonna say, would you sell your PC and purchase
No,
a VR
because
headset and then just get a Google Stadia VR
to me,
subscription?
Stadia to me is gonna be like when I go to a friend's house or if I want to go like out of my room
Yeah.
with it. But my PC,
I would love
it's
to
still gonna be
see-
my number
yeah.
one.
I would love to actually. Now that comes to another idea. I don't know if Google will ever get into VR, but if they did, they could implement Google Stadia VR directly into that headset, and it could be a portable headset, which would be, wow, that would be awesome.
That would be pretty awesome. I would need that.
And since they're used to phones and they have partnerships with networks, that could be like, you don't even need a phone or you don't even need to be connected to Wi-Fi. That could run on 5G in the future. Ooh.
Yes, please. It would
That's
be
way
so
far down, though.
portable. It'd make it so portable though.
Yeah. So, I think that about wraps. Yeah, I think that's about it, right? For the Stadia news, there wasn't really much announced other than the Destiny 2 release and
A lot was on Destiny
the
and
other
some game
games.
trailers and
Yeah.
and the
I'll
founder
tell
pack was
all the
mentioned so many
games. It was
times.
Baldur's Gate 3, Tom Clancy's Recon Breakpoint, Guilt, Get Packed, Tom Clancy's Division 2, and then Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. And those were all the games that had trailers in the announcement. There's obviously going to be more games.
Should
but
we
that's
link-
the ones-
Should we link the YouTube conference video?
Yeah.
in the
Well,
description?
I'll take care of all that. Yeah, I'll link that.
Link
All right,
in the description below.
Yeah. Hey, tell us what you think down in the comments below. If you think this is going to change the industry,
Will
are
you-
you going to get this?
Will you,
Are
will
you
you
going
yourself
to-
get a Google Stadia?
Yeah. Yeah. Will you yourself get a Google Stadia? Would you like us to review Google Stadia? Let us know. I'll see y'all again
Bye bye.
next time.